Your mind is the strongest thing you have. It's like a magic key that can unlock all the good things inside you. It can help you do amazing things, make your dreams come true, and live a life that makes you happy. But here's the tricky part. If you don't learn to be the boss of your mind, it will be the boss of you. And trust me, that's not a good thing. Every single day we have so many thoughts, like a million little birds chirping in our ears. Some of these thoughts are good, like sunshine on your face. They make you feel happy and brave and ready to do anything. But some thoughts are not so good. They're like heavy rocks in your backpack, holding you down and making you scared to move. Imagine your mind is a big garden, a beautiful garden with lots of sunshine and rich soil. It's a place where anything can grow. But here's the thing about gardens. They don't take care of themselves. If you forget about your garden and don't look after it, what happens? Pesky weeds start to grow. They sneak in quietly, and before you know it, they're everywhere, taking up all the space and stealing all the sunshine from the pretty flowers and yummy fruits you want to grow. Your thoughts are just like the plants in your mind garden. The good, happy thoughts are like bright flowers and juicy fruits. The bad, sad thoughts, those are the pesky weeds. And just like a real garden, if you don't take care of your mind garden and pull out those weeds, your beautiful garden will be choked with weeds, and nothing good can grow. But here's the good news. You're the gardener of your own mind. You get to choose which thoughts you want to keep and which ones you want to throw away. This is a superpower, and it's what makes some people achieve their dreams, while others just keep dreaming. Now, I know you might be thinking, that sounds hard. I don't think I can control all the thoughts in my head. And you know what? You're right. It's not easy, but it's not impossible either. The most important thing is that you try. Being in charge of your mind doesn't mean you'll never have a bad thought again. That's silly. We're all human, and we all feel sad, scared, or angry sometimes. It's okay to have these feelings. Being in charge of your mind means noticing those bad thoughts when they pop up and not letting them take over your whole garden. Now, I want to share some secret strategies to help you take control of your mind before it starts controlling you. These aren't magic tricks that work overnight. They're like tools, special tools that you need to use every single day. But if you promise to use these tools, I promise that you'll see amazing changes, not just in your thoughts, but in your whole life. Strategy number 1, notice your thoughts. You can't change something if you don't even know it's there, right? So the first step to being the boss of your mind is to notice what you're thinking. Most of us go through the day without really paying attention to our thoughts. It's like having the radio on in the background but not really listening to the music. But those thoughts are important. They're secretly controlling everything you do. So your first job is to start listening to the radio in your head. Throughout the day, stop for a minute and ask yourself, what am I thinking about right now? How do these thoughts make me feel? Are they helping me reach my goals, or are they holding me back? This won't happen overnight. It takes practice. Start small. Maybe set a reminder on your phone to check in with your thoughts 3 times a day. As you get better at it, you can do it more often. Eventually, you'll be so good at noticing your thoughts that you won't even have to try. And here's a secret. Sometimes just noticing your thoughts is enough to change them. It's like turning on the light in a dark room. Suddenly, those scary shadows disappear and everything seems less scary. Strategy number 2, don't believe everything you think. Once you're good at noticing your thoughts, the next step is to ask yourself if they're true. Don't just believe every thought that pops into your head. You have the right to question your thoughts. Look at them closely. Are they based on facts, or are they just your fears talking? Are they helping you, or are they holding you back? Let's say you have a thought like, I'm not smart enough to get that promotion. Instead of letting that thought make you feel sad, ask yourself, why do I think that? What proof do I have that it's true? What proof do I have that it's not true? Is this thought helping me reach my goals? A lot of times, you'll discover that your worst thoughts are just old stories you've been telling yourself. maybe from a long time ago. They're not even true. By questioning these thoughts, you take away their power. You make room for new, braver, and happier thoughts to grow. Remember, your thoughts are not always facts. They're just stories, and you're the author. If you don't like the story, you can always change it. Strategy number 3, turn negative thoughts into positive ones. Now that you're a pro at noticing your thoughts and questioning the bad ones, it's time to learn a cool trick called reframing. Reframing is like being a word wizard. You take a bad thought and use your magic to turn it into a good thought. Sometimes we have bad thoughts, thoughts that make us feel sad or bad about ourselves. But what if we could change those bad thoughts into good thoughts? Let's say you make a mistake at work. You might think, I'm so silly, I can't do anything right. That's a bad thought that makes you feel sad. But we can change that thought to a good thought. How about thinking, okay, I made a mistake, but that's how I learn. I'll try better next time. See, both thoughts are about the mistake, but the good thought helps you feel better and want to try again. Changing bad thoughts to good thoughts doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It means looking for the good in every situation and trying to learn from our mistakes. It's like finding a different way to look at things, a way that helps us grow and feel strong. The more we practice changing bad thoughts to good thoughts, the easier it becomes. It's like our mind learns to think good thoughts on its own. Our minds are like gardens. If we plant good seeds, we grow beautiful flowers. But if we plant bad seeds, we get weeds. Our thoughts are the seeds, and what we put into our minds is like watering those seeds. If we watch sad news all the time, listen to people being mean, or watch silly shows that don't teach us anything, our minds will be full of weeds, those bad thoughts. But if we read good books, listen to people who talk about happy things and learn new things, our minds will be full of beautiful flowers, those good, happy thoughts. It doesn't mean we should ignore the bad things happening in the world. It just means we should also look for good things to balance the bad. For every sad news story, find a happy one. For every hour of silly TV, spend an hour reading a book that teaches you something new. And here's a secret. Start your day with something good. Read a happy story. Listen to someone talk about achieving their dreams. Or close your eyes and imagine all the good things you want to happen. This is like waking up and watering your garden with sunshine, making sure your day starts with happy, good thoughts. There's a magic word that helps us control our thoughts: gratitude. Gratitude means being thankful. You can't feel sad and thankful at the same time, can you? When we think about all the good things we have, our minds start noticing more good things. You might think, but I don't have anything to be thankful for. Look around, there's always something. The air we breathe, the fact that we woke up today, the sun shining, a friend's smile. These are all things to be grateful for. Start small. Every day, think of 3 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be big things. Even small things count. As you do this, you'll see that you start noticing more and more things to be thankful for. It's like training your mind to see the good all around you. We talked about some good ways to control our thoughts: noticing them, challenging the bad ones, changing them to good ones, filling our minds with good things, and being grateful. These are like tools to help us. But remember, tools need someone to use them. We have to use these tools every day. It won't be easy all the time. Some days our minds might feel like a train going too fast, full of bad thoughts and doubts. But we are the train drivers. We can slow the train down, even change its direction. It's like learning to ride a bike. At first it's hard. We might fall and it hurts. But we keep practicing, and soon we can ride without falling. Controlling our thoughts is the same. The more we practice, the stronger our minds become. And just like riding a bike makes our legs strong, Controlling our minds makes us feel good and strong inside. We can make better decisions, have more energy, and not give up easily when things get tough. When we control our minds, we control our lives. Our thoughts are powerful. They decide how we see the world, how we react to problems, and what we do about them. Imagine two people facing the same problem. One person might feel defeated, while the other sees it as a chance to learn. The difference is in their thoughts. A problem can be a big, scary monster or a challenge we can overcome. It all depends on how we choose to see it. Controlling our minds doesn't mean we should never feel sad or angry. It's okay to have all kinds of feelings. We are human, and we experience a whole range of emotions. We all have feelings inside us, and sometimes those feelings can be bad, like when we're sad or scared. We want to be strong and choose how we act, even when we feel a little bad inside. Imagine you're at work and you lose a big client, someone you worked hard for. It's okay to feel sad or even a little mad. But instead of thinking, "Oh no, this is terrible, I'm not good at my job," you can choose to think, "Okay, this happened, but I can learn from it. What can I do better next time?" You see, we can't always control what happens around us, but we can control how we think about it. And that's really important because our thoughts are powerful. They can change how we feel and what we do in life. Now let's talk about something really important that often gets ignored: the way we talk to ourselves. This is that constant chatter inside our heads, the voice that's always commenting on what we do, judging our choices, and deciding whether we're good enough. And let me tell you, for many people, this voice can be really mean. Imagine having a friend who constantly puts you down, points out every little mistake, and tells you you're not good enough. Would you keep that friend around? Of course not. But that's exactly what we let our inner voice do to us. Controlling our mind means paying attention to this inner voice and choosing to make it kinder and more encouraging. It means treating ourselves with the same kindness and support we would give to a good friend. This doesn't mean we should ignore our mistakes or never try to improve. It means we should talk to ourselves in a helpful, caring way instead of beating ourselves up for messing up. We can acknowledge the mistake, learn from it, and encourage ourselves to do better next time. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm so stupid for messing that up," we can try saying, "I made a mistake, but that's okay. What can I learn from this to improve next time?" See the difference? Both acknowledge the mistake, but one makes us feel bad while the other helps us grow and get better. Here's a powerful tip. Pay close attention to the words you use when you talk to yourself. Words are powerful. They shape how we see the world and how we feel. So choose your words carefully, especially when you're talking to yourself. Instead of saying, "I have to do this," try saying, "I get to do this." Instead of saying, "This is a problem," try saying, "This is a challenge." These small changes in our words can make a big difference in how we see and handle situations. Now let's talk about another important part of controlling our minds. In today's world, it's so easy to get distracted by things like social media, emails, and notifications. There's always something trying to grab our attention, and if we're not careful, these distractions can take over our minds, pulling us away from what truly matters. Controlling our minds means being deliberate about where we focus our attention. It means choosing to concentrate on what's truly important instead of getting carried away by every random thought or distraction that pops up. Think of your focus like a spotlight. Whatever it shines on becomes brighter, clearer, and more important in your mind. So ask yourself, where am I shining my spotlight? On my goals and dreams or on my fears and worries? One powerful technique for managing our focus is called the 90-second rule. Here's how it works. When you notice a negative thought or feeling coming up, acknowledge it, but don't get caught up in it. Just observe it for 90 seconds. Most of the time, you'll find that it disappears on its own. This technique helps us avoid getting stuck in negative thought spirals. It teaches us that thoughts and emotions are temporary. They come and go like clouds in the sky. We don't have to cling to them or let them control us. Another powerful tool for managing our focus is visualization. Top athletes, successful business people, and high achievers in all kinds of fields use visualization to train their minds for success. Here's how you can use it. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing yourself achieving your goals. See it in your mind as clearly as you can. What does it look like? How does it feel? Engage all your senses in this mental rehearsal. This isn't just wishful thinking. Visualization works because our minds have a hard time telling the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When we visualize success, we're actually training our brains for success